This is the first time I've ever ran this boat on 8S. We're going to be running the 5500 milliamp pink packs from SMC. We are pairing it with a 40 millimeter by 1.4 pitch 3-blade CNC prop. Let's get it. Oh, let me turn my antenna up. There we go. It runs so much better with the smaller batteries in it. Whoa, this thing's nuts. Let's see what it says. Yeah, see, that GPS is totally bogus. It says it only did 38 miles an hour. I'm gonna say it did a whole lot faster than that. Okay. Let's go up on the trim tabs. Let's see what happens.
Battery 6.4 volts.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is absolutely bonkers. It's trying to cut out. That is nuts to drive. That is so hard to drive. Oh, what it's doing is coming out of the water. That's what it's doing. Ain't got no, ain't keeping it back in then. I'm thinking it's stalling out, but the prop's losing grip. That's what it's doing. Okay. Wow. When I give it full speed, it really goes crazy. I'm only able to give it like, I don't know, 60% throttle most of the time here. Okay. That's enough of that craziness. Let's bring it in and check the temp. I got some of that new hatch tape from OSE. I really like it. Smoke. No smoke. Great. Temperature probe. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Little baby Hydra. How's she doing? That's probably the most heat. That's not bad. I think the wires are what's the most hot. 118 on the wires. Let's see that motor. Yeah, that Posdeidon motor finally got some heat in it. Okay, well, they said it's an 8S motor. Looks like that's what it likes. 128, 126, 127. Let's see what the caps say. Capacitors are 118, so they're right in line. I don't smell anything that's crazy. Now these are the pink packs, so these are the high cycle lives. They're the only ones that I use in this boat. Now, because they're 4S, they're extremely lightweight. That's why I like them. Oh yeah, that battery's hot. So I got 133 on this battery, but I got 110 on this battery. So maybe you got more hot because it's, you know, next to the motor. I could definitely see that being the case. Okay, yeah. Ran a little 40 mil, you know. Let's see what, if it says top speed. Yeah, see, it says 46. We all know that's bogus. This thing was probably doing close to 60. Alright, since the back battery was hot, I wanted to check the voltage. Voltage was fine. Both of them. This is 371. This one up here is 375. So they're set. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the data on 8S. First time I've ever ran a Posdeidon motor on 8S, so I really want to see what the data says. Alright, let's take a look at the first run. Now, this is with the 40 by 1.4 3-blade CNC prop. Let's go over here where we threw it in the water. And now, this is on 8S. Now, what I'm surprised to see is that my previous runs on 6S, I was getting upwards of 225, 240, 255 amps. Now, putting the system on 8S has lowered the amperage considerably, all the way down to about 180 amps, where this ESC is typically supposed to be running. So, it's kind of remarkable to see that the system actually likes to run on 8S more so than 6S, just to keep the amp draw down. Okay. Now let's jump over here to the end run. These were all of the adjustments that I made when I was changing the trim tabs. 180. Now let's go ahead, go down real quick. Let's see, maximum battery ripple, 1.8 volts, which is really nice considering we were running a 34 volt system. Did not have a really bad battery ripple at all. Let's go down here. Battery current maximum 188 amps. Power, we got 6.5 horsepower or 4,800 watts. Considering compared that to the 6S runs, the 6S runs were like 5,400, 5,700. Those were a lot higher on 6S. And then we come down here and look at the controller temperature. Controller temperature ESC 114 degrees maximum. That's very cool. Motor RPM 46,613 RPM. That's really crazy. Smaller props able to spin up faster speed. Okay, now we'll remember that number and we'll run some different props next. 46,000 RPM. Let's go check out some different props. Alright, so we got the first run out of the way. The second run, we're going to be running these 5200 milliamp 150C. These are also 4S packs, so we're going to run it again on 8S. Now, we ran it with the 40 millimeter 3-blade last go round. This go round, we're going to do one of two things. We're going to run this prop, which is a 4416. This is a detongued CNC prop. And then we're also going to run this, which is a 42 millimeter very similar to the one we ran in the first go. So that's what we're going to do. Now, with the pink packs that I had just ran, had one sitting here and I had one sitting here. They fit perfectly in this hull. Now, because these other packs are 150C, they're bigger, I'm going to have to put one in the center tray here, and then I'm going to have to put one right here. So it's going to throw off the weight distribution slightly, but it should make the boat ride a little bit more level rather than sag to the side. So, running out of daylight, got to get the batteries charged up, and then we'll get outside. All right. We are good to go. I've never, ever ran these batteries in anything. They've been too big, in my opinion. So, it's kind of curious to see how it goes. Wow, look at that. The boat floats very level with that setup. One battery on the side and one battery in the center. I need to get properly sized battery straps for it though. This is the 44x16 D-tongue prop. It runs really good on the Impulse. I didn't know how good it would do on this. It's extremely smooth. It's about half throttle. It's running really wet because the batteries are in the front. Running really wet. I've yet to give it full throttle. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give it a full throttle rip. I'm going to kind of let the pond calm down here. Whoa. I'm going to let the pond calm down here. That was almost full throttle. Alright, I'm going to smack it for about a second just to get good data. That was full throttle. Here it goes again. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in and change the prop. All of this is to see what the data shows, how the boat handles on 8S. Because it's such a big motor, 1800 kV, 4092. I was always afraid of running it on 8S, even though Posdeidon says it's an 8S capable motor. So now that we're getting some actual numbers in the data log, it's showing me that it's actually smarter to run it on 8S because the amp draw is lower. Hopefully that's what we're going to find out here now that I have tried a 44 mil 1.6 pitch, and this is going to be a 42 mil 1.4 pitch, but this is a 3-blade, so that's going to really throw my amps up there. Let me go ahead and throw this on. This is the information and the data for the 44 by 1.6 D-tongued prop. And if we look here, we got a maximum amp draw of, I'm going to say 212. We're pulling, wow, nearly 6,000 watts of power on that D-tongued prop. That is absolutely insane. RPM real quick. Okay, we're able to spin that prop up to around 45,000 RPM, which is kind of crazy. 45,000 RPM on a boat, that's nuts. All right. Now, we've learned everything we want to learn here. Let's go ahead and run another prop, and we'll see what we find with the 42 mil 3-blade prop. Okay, 42 mil 3-blade installed. I went up on the center trim tab here on the inside one, level with the outside one, basically as far as up as it could go. And I also turned this screw here, the strut, up 3/4 of a turn, because now that we have so much nose weight, I feel like it needs a little bit more upward strut to help balance it out. Oh yeah. Such a smooth running prop. Have to readjust. Even at like 1/3 throttle, it's running a lot drier. I could do. There we go. She's a rocket, y'all. She is an absolute rocket. That is not full throttle yet. All right, I'm gonna let it kind of give it a cool down. All right, I'm gonna let it cool down. I'm sure that motor's hot. I'm gonna give it about 30 seconds to cool itself down, and then we're gonna run it again and try to get a full hit. All right, pond is calmed down. Get a full hit here. That is crazy. It's like chopping the water. It needs more pitch. It's skipping. Y'all hear it? I need more room. She's crazy. She's running nice and dry. Hopefully I can do a slow-mo on that and show you. This thing is sick. I need to pull the rear turn fins up a little. I can see some spray coming off of them. It's like they're catching water. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do one more hit. We'll do a quick lap around the pond. One more hit and we'll bring it in and check the temp. Ooh. Pond's getting a little disturbed. Okay.
I think it's leaking.
Is
I don't
it?
know if I don't have it on tight enough.
What, the lid?
I don't know if it's leaking.
I'll come check it out. I'll come check it out. Okie dokie. Alright, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Battery slid loose. 85 on the battery, nice. 99 on that. Connection was 103. I bet you that motor's probably pretty hot. Okay, yeah, 127, 128, not bad. Let's see what the ESC says. Data log's really gonna show it. It'll show me what the true temperature is. Capacitors 125, 111. Okay, wires 108. Not bad. Not bad. it says it did 48 miles an hour, but I know for a fact that that is wrong. It will not show me the data for the speed in such a small area with this GPS, is what it is. Cool. Let's take it inside and check the batteries. All right, we are inside. Batteries 3.68, 3.67, so right at 3.7 cutoff, so it's fine. Now, I've never, ever ran these batteries. First time ever running these things. So, all right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and pull the data, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to compare this prop versus the 4416. And now, if you remember back to running the 40 millimeter 3-blade versus this screen here, which is the 42 millimeter, we only pulled 180 amps with a 40 mil 3-blade. We have bumped all the way up to 250 amps just by increasing to a 42 millimeter 3-blade prop. That is a 70 amp increase on a 2 millimeter increase of prop diameter. Isn't that crazy? Same exact prop. One of them's 40, one of them's 42. And we got a 70 amp jump on a full throttle hit there. That is quite crazy. Come down here, let's turn on battery ripple. Let's see. Okay, we're getting closer to the 2.5 range, but we are getting closer to the end of the battery run there. So we were pulling the voltage down on the battery. Let's see if we can turn that on and actually see. Okay, so a 34 volt, we're down there probably in the 29 volt range. And then you can see right there those dips that was dropping below the voltage cutoff. So when I noticed that the boat, I said the boat was cutting out. The boat was cutting out because of those dips right there. So if we zoom in on this and we go back up, let's do this. Let's go over. So you see those dips, that dip right in the middle of the screen? That is the voltage of the battery dropping below our voltage cutoff. So that is what I was actually hearing from the ESC and from the boat and from the propeller, that it was actually cutting itself off because it was drawing the battery down during those hard pulls, and it was giving you a cutout. Now that's kind of sketchy, because if it cuts out, you worry, is it going to peg the amps up? Is it going to hurt the ESC? There's a whole lot of variables there. So I may take my voltage cutoff and change it from the 3.5 and drop it down to say 3.3 volts per cell, to where maybe that doesn't happen under full throttle hits. I'll just have to be more diligent about bringing the boat in after 5 minutes of run time. Okay, let's go this. Yeah, look at that, 250 amps. That is quite insane. Maximum temp on the ESC was 133 degrees. It's getting quite hot. And we got 44,000 RPM out of that 42 mil 3-blade. So, kind of insane. That's pretty cool. I just want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I have shot, I think, most of that over about a 3-day period, so I wanted to kind of put it all in together since it all kind of went together. I'm doing this in the small pond to where when I go out to the lake, I'll kind of already know what to expect. I don't want to blow up the X8S, so that's why I'm pulling all this data to see what props do what amps under what load and all that information. I give it to you, that way if you have a similar setup, you'll kind of know, you know, just spreading the love, spreading the information to the boat gang. That's kind of what it is. I know a lot of people think, oh, I should be in a bigger body of water. I should, but I have access to the small pond right behind my house, and it just makes things a lot simpler that way. Plus, when I get off work, that's what I do to let off my stress. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any of that stuff. I get my boat, I charge up my batteries, and that's what I like to do when I get off work. So, thank y'all for watching. I will see y'all on the next one.